Okay, so we're here at Redditch. We're not going to do a lot of match analysis because we're just going to talk about one thing, really. We've got the head of senior rugby, we've got the head coach here, and today we won a game that won a league, and that was our aim at the beginning of the season. So without further ado, let's go to our head coach. We won a game, we won a league.
I can say it now, we're champions.
Yeah. How do you
champions.
feel?
I'm relieved, it's my biggest emotion.
Okay.
Because that was the target.
Yeah.
I haven't been getting much sleep lately. But I mean, all credit to the lads. You know, people, say how the coaches feel. I didn't make a tackle, I didn't score a try. The lads out there today were absolutely sublime. It was one of those rare old days where everything they touch turned to gold.
Yeah, yeah.
And being the old curmudgeon that I am, I'm most happy with the nil.
But I think it's fair to say that we've deserved to win the league. I think it's fair to say that we managed to play in wet weather and dry weather. Today suited us, granted. And I think it's fair to say that the boys have been, throughout the whole season, fantastic. So, having deserved to win the league and having won the league, what's that down to?
It's down to the players turning up week in, week out. That's all it is. So coaches can only do so much. There's this almost press mysticism about coaches. It's a myth. Rugby's won and lost by players, not by coaches. And the players put it in, week out.
Yeah.
Granted, sometimes they weren't absolutely on it.
Yeah.
But, they're amateur players who do it for fun.
Yeah.
And so you don't expect them to be full on steam coming out their ears every week. But it's all down to the players. They've stepped up week in, week out and put in performances. We took loads and loads of injuries.
Yes.
And so players that might not necessarily have been first choice came up, stepped up and put in equally good performances.
But I'd suggest the scary thing is we had a full squad available. I understand there was something like 28 players up for selection.
Yeah.
So you had a full squad to pick from.
Yeah.
And that full squad, you picked a team. And that team absolutely delivered, didn't it? So we've got some strength. We've got some serious strength.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the lads that weren't selected today, it was, fag packet stuff. And I had 3 telephone conversations yesterday asking why didn't you pick me?
Yeah.
And I'm glad for those conversations, because if they'd have stood still and, I'm happy to be on the touchline, then I'm not happy. But no, they grilled me and I had to tell them, and little things I had to improve on. So...
Well done, mate. Thanks. We're very happy. We're very happy on the sideline. Right, we'll cross over now. So, what's your role been this season?
Well, good question.
Because this is the first time you've come on an interview, and you've done so much for this club behind the scenes this season. No, you have. So as far as this success that we've gained from a team, from a club that was folded to a club that was trying to pick up players, to a club that's now got a load of players. Just tell us.
Well, 3 years ago when I went to an AGM, popped out to the loo, came out as head of senior rugby, and started with a squad that had no players.
Yep.
I put an SOS out there, and the response was just staggering. And these lads are all guys who responded to that call. So a great big thank you to all of them. We've got a great team working on the management team, of which you are one. There's Tim, there's Jeremy, there's Chris, and they've all put a shift in to because they love the club and they wanted to rebuild. We put another SAOS out 3 years ago to Clive. I've known Clive for 15 years through me in juniors. He had a little bit of a falling out. It took him about 10 minutes to think about it and come back to me. And his work with these lads has been absolutely astounding. I've done a little bit of coaching in the last 3 months to help with the backs, but the backs look after themselves. They're so talented, they're so quick, they read the game well. And this today was a culmination of 3 years of hard work by a lot of people. The dirt trackers, people like Mark, who's always been on the bar, Rona, Jinxie, and then we've had Millie and Becky, who have just wanted to come along and get some experience. Millie, a physio, Becky, a colleague, a doctor, and they come because the club has a great feel about it. And you know, we want to make sure now that when going forward, when we have selection dilemmas like we've had today, that actually those who don't get picked for the first team can play for the second team, and we need more players to do that. So I'm going to go out there again and try and get some more lads to come, because our minion juniors, I've got a couple of years missing, but we've got some nice players coming through in the 15s and 14s who in 3 years time will be looking to play as well. And we want to build from the bottom. We want to get our minion juniors up and running and get them lads to come into the team just as they have in this squad, and we just need to build on that and bring us back to where we like to be, and that's playing, you know, as high as we possibly can with a amateur squad.
So what certainly is clear is that we've got a club. We've got a club that is successful. We've got a whole side of the pitch that was covered with our fans who've come to watch. We've got two guys who are bought into this. We've got a third. We'll just ask Chris a question in a minute. We've got two guys who've bought into this. We've got some rugby that is being played, and you'll see the video another time. Some of the rugby today was unbelievable. It wasn't champagne rugby. It was good, tidy, proper, effective rugby. It wasn't being silly. It was playing proper rugby. So up and up, I think, and just I think it's worth just dropping a line in for Chris. So Chris, you've been at this club for a long time. You've seen this level of rugby and work with that. You've seen this level of rugby and work with that. How does today feel for you?
Extremely positive. Right. Extremely positive. That was a really assured performance. For me, the most important number on that scoreboard, 0, because that's the one that will matter most next season.
Yeah.
And to see us, although they didn't give us much threat, but to see whenever they had possession, our structure, our fitness, they wouldn't score in a month of Sundays, and that's not being critical of Redditch.
No.
And that's the thing that will make a difference next season. So I'm very happy, very positive, and a big vote of thanks to Clive for all he's done.
Absolutely. So to just
I've been sent to take you off this pitch.
We're coming.
Because he wants to lock up.
So to just say one last thing, all right? One last thing. We've managed to come to Redditch. Well played, Redditch, by the way, for turning up, putting a team out. And yes, you got thoroughly beaten, but you didn't put your heads down at all. You played a game. So what we're going to say now is what we always say, and this is going to be a really, really nice one, is we're going to have a beer.
Or two.